Rob, yesterday Zach Wheeler was saying in times in the past when there's been an opener the day before, or let's just say the bullpen has been used completely, it takes even more pride in going deep into a game. It's almost like more of a responsibility to save guys. Do you see, does he kind of have like that old school mentality as far as the starting pitcher?
I think he does, yeah. I think every time he walks the mound in the first inning, his plan is to go 9. So that's the old school approach. He's not looking to come out after 5 innings or 6. His plan is to go 9. So yeah, I think he is old school that way.
Marcus,
you have to be pleased with what you've seen from Kyle Schwarber the last 4 days, 4 games. He seems to have broken out. What did you see before that, and what have you seen since?
I think he's not chasing as much. He's attacking pitches that are in the zone, and he's getting the ball up in the air, and so that's probably a good combination. When he goes through those streaks, sometimes he's chasing, he's getting out front at times and rolling over balls and pull side ground balls. So when he lets the ball travel, swings at strikes, gets the ball in the air, he's a lot of damage.
You've had other hitters kind of struggle, especially since you got here. Have you seen a theme throughout your lineup?
Well, I think Schwarber's swinging about well. Trey's really swinging about well. Bohm, the last couple of games, swinging about well. We need to get Stoddard going. Marsh is swinging about well. So the offense comes and goes, and game by game it can change. And Nick hit 5 home runs in 3 games last week, and now his head's moving a little bit. So you got to get back to staying behind the ball and driving the ball to right center. But it's the ebbs and flows of the game.
And finally, Johan Rojas, I think he was 1 for 33 going into the triple last night. How important was it for him to get that? And were you at the point where you had to start weighing defense versus offense? No,
I think we're much better, especially in this building, and we're a much better club with him playing center field. And I know the triple broke the streak of hitless at bats, but he hit a line drive at third baseman. He had a comebacker the night before that was well hit. So he's hit some balls hard. He's just chased a little bit, but he's got to get back in the zone and try not to do too much, and he'll be fine.
Tyler?
Rob, with so much bullpen use the last couple days, what's the challenge for you today in mapping out how you follow Zach?
Well, everybody came in, and as always, everybody says they're available. But I think you have to be smart with this thing. Kirkering's a kid that hasn't pitched back-to-back, let alone 3 days in a row. So you got to be smart there. Kimbrel's had a lot of pitches put on him in the last couple of days, so you got to be smart there. Hoffman's been 3 out of 4, so this would be 4 out of 5. So you got to be smart there. So a lot of things will happen during their throwing programs that the pitching coaches will relate to me about how their arm looks, how the ball's coming out of their hand, how they feel. And then we'll just have to, once we find that out, then we'll have to determine, okay, where are we going in the 6th or 7th, 8th, 9th, that type of thing.
Is Ranger Suarez an option?
Yes. Yeah. He'll be in the pen tonight.
Jesse?
Rob, 2-part question. When you lose a game like that, a lot of second guessing because a lot of bullpen decisions. Torrey was in here the day that he pulled Brandon Pfaadt, and he was very aware of the noise around it. Curious if you're pretty laid back, how you react to the noise around it, if how people contacting you, friends, family, and also do you second guess yourself after a game like that?
Not really second guess, but whether things go well or things go poorly, I'm always looking at it and figuring, okay, was that the right move? So you're always sort of dissecting the game after the game, and I talk to the coaches a lot about, okay, what would you have done different? Was this the right thing to do? Even if it worked out. So I don't really react to, I just understand that that's part of the job, is that people are gonna second guess or dissect my decisions, and that's part of the job. So you got to deal with it, or else you might as well go home.
Pete.
Rob, how much do you think Kyle Schwarber's plate appearances affect his teammates, in terms of the number of pitches he sees, his approach? When he was with the Red Sox, that seemed to be a thing. Has that been a thing with you guys as well?
I think so, because he can lay a 6-7 pitch at bat to start the game, which kind of tires the starter out. And so it helps Trey a little bit. Once we get to Harp, it helps him a lot. Once we get past him, it just helps because it's a little bit of fatigue on the pitcher, so their stuff typically isn't quite as sharp. So I love those long at bats to start not only the game but an inning, because I think you get a little bit less of the pitcher's arsenal as you add on pitches.
John.
Your starting staff has obviously been great, and Zach Wheeler, when he was talking yesterday about JT Realmuto, he said he doesn't even do a whole lot of scouting himself, and JT does it all or does a lot of it. In your years in baseball, where do you think JT is as far as the amount of preparation and watching of the hitters, but also the quality of it and the game plans and things that he comes up with?
Yeah, he's right there at the top, and I've been around a lot of great catchers, Posada and Pudge Rodriguez and Russell Martin and Brian McCann, and I mean, there's been a lot of them, and JT's right there with them. This guy is the first guy to the ballpark, especially at the start of a series, to start, studying and watching film and going through reports. He cares an awful lot about his pitching staff, and once he gets his report done, then he goes to the cage and starts working on his offense. But I feel like in his mind, his number one job is to take care of his pitching staff, and that's what he does.
Down here on the left.
What's the plan with Taiwan Walker? Do you have a strategy with him, or are you saving him for something?
Yeah, so he's kind of the length guy if we need it. Do you need to take that? No, but he's the. He's kind of the length guy, the emergency guy if we get into a 18-inning game or something like that where he can take down 3, 4, maybe 5 innings. He hasn't pitched in a while, so that's where I see him.
Any last ones for Rob? All right, Rob, we'll see you post game. Thank you.